Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. Okay, so the woman here that you see on your screen and that you see on the thumbnail is playing Juliet in a play, of course, called Romeo and Juliet. It's one of the most famous plays ever. It's probably one of the most reproduced plays ever. Everybody knows the story. People seen it over and over and over again, and it's been played by a multitude of different people, different types of people. You know, you have like little people or midgets. You have all kind of people who have played this role in the past, and now this person is playing it. And some people are saying that she's too ugly for the role. And some people are retaliating with, you are, what do you call that? A racist for saying that. Well, let me just say, you're a racist for saying that. So you have one side saying that, she is not attractive enough to be Juliet, and another side saying that you only think that because of your ethnic preference. All of this seems like a ploy. So let me first start off by saying it's a stage play. I repeat, it's a stage play. I've been to many of stage plays. And to be perfectly honest, to be perfectly frank, from that distance, from any distance like that, you're not really going into depth of the physical features of the characters. You just get like I don't want to say silhouette, but it's at such a distance that if a person, is their eyes are a couple of centimeters off, or, and this isn't me saying anything about this particular girl, this is me just saying you don't get the details of their looks, so it's really not that important. Of course, if a woman is 300 pounds, you're going to notice that on stage, but generally speaking, you're not going to notice the details of her. From a distance, you really can't tell her from many other black chicks from a reasonable stage play distance, so it doesn't matter. The people who are saying this, and I get the feeling that is very few people making these complaints. It's very few people that took time out of their day, especially in America, because this play is taking place in England. But it's very few people that are actually taking the time out to do that. And I think that the production company, we're going to get into that, that the production company just seen an opportunity. They know that with anything, especially anything race related, that you're going to get a significant amount of trolls or haters, or maybe even a negligible amount of trolls or haters. They know that this is bound to happen. And then when it happened, and it inevitably did, and even if it didn't happen, they could just, create their own TikTok account and make their own comments in the comment section, just to gain buzz for the play. Because let's be frank, nobody would have heard of this play if this controversy hadn't come out. So they're going to bring out this controversy, and now you have like 880 black actors and actresses signing a letter. Like, what does that do? What does that do? It's just getting recognition to this play. This play that people have seen over and over and over again. It's a reenactment of the same thing from, what is it, like 500 years ago now? It's a constant reenactment of the same thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind seeing a Romeo and Juliet play, but I'm not that enthused by it. So what this did was it got people who otherwise would not have supported the play to support the play, because now they are capitalizing off of victimhood. And I guess, capitalism is capitalism. People are going to do what they do, even if it means race baiting society and faming the fuels, the fire of hatred that already exists in every society in order to gain a buck. I guess they're going to do that. But what does this mean for her? the woman on your screen. What happens with her? Because she's been remarkably silent on this. And there is a reason for this. It's because she really don't care. These are people, these are just a few online trolls that she cares nothing about. She has come to grips with what she sees in the mirror a long time ago. Good or bad, she understands where she stands. Apparently, because she has a hyphen in her name, she's likely a married woman. I doubt that she really cares what these people think. And if you, in all of you listening, if y'all were to put your picture up, somebody would call you ugly. And that person is not necessarily racist. So get over that. It's not that big a deal. And she realized that. But what are they doing to her? They're using her as a prop. Imagine a few people say something in the chat box, and then your production company just brings it out like, "Oh, how dare you call this girl ugly? Why are you saying that this girl's ugly? Look at her picture. You think that this girl's ugly? Hey guys, you think this girl is ugly? Hey, I want you to sign this petition saying that this girl is not ugly." Like, dang, she's like, why are you bringing so much attention to my face? And I know it's a bit hypocritical because I'm doing that as well, but I'm this is a counter to what's being done to her. Why are you bringing so much attention to me like that? Listen, I am a stage actress where people are more focused on my talent, than my looks. If I wanted people to focus on my looks, I would try to break into the modeling industry, or I would try to break into, maybe OnlyFans or anything where a woman's looks is more relevant, maybe even like stage acting or something like that, or excuse me, screen acting. But she's not. She's like, listen, I like doing plays. I enjoy theater. I'm reasonably good at it. She was in, this Othello play 2 years ago. She's with a youth group. She's not running for Miss England. But the production company just ran with it. They wanted to give the story as much buzz as possible to bring attention to their play. Their play that nobody otherwise would be so enthused by. I mean, I'm pretty sure that being the birthplace of Shakespeare, that, maybe it's a bigger deal in England. It is not that big a deal here. So they want to make it a big deal. Listen, if you want to see Romeo and Juliet featuring two people who you will see from a distance, and you don't really care too much about the details of their facial feature, both Romeo and Juliet and everybody else, then watch the play if you live in London. And they might even make it a Broadway play now that it's gotten so much buzz. And if you don't. But don't make this a whole issue. I'm sick and tired of society making things an issue in order to garner buzz, in order to, clickbait people, in order to have this news story of the day. I am sick and tired of that. And in the middle, you have this poor girl who just wants to be seen on stage. Not as ugly, not as beautiful, but as talented. And y'all just messed that up for her. Also, want to point out something else, and this is a little bit off topic. In the old school Romeo and Juliet, and by old school I mean the screenplay, but it was a screenplay of a stage play. It's kind of weird. There was really no backlash, at least none to be mentioned, from the character Mercutio, who was played by a black man. But more importantly, he was played by a black man that doesn't really have what I would call a warrior look or reputation. That being somebody who's more commonly affiliated with that genre, like Wesley Snipes, Michael Jai White, people like that. They didn't cast somebody like that. They cast somebody who don't really meet that persona. Any of his other movies, you don't really see him in that light, but he was good at it. He did kill that role. It was a good role for him. And this, very likely, is a good role for her. But in order to make extra buzz, they are humiliating this poor girl and dragging her through the mud. The production company should be ashamed of themselves. Make sure you hit the like button. This is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.